Heyo! It's the Fantasy Chairmen podcast, and I am Ben.
I'm Chance.
And I'm Alex.
And Alex is sad.
Very sad.
Oh my God. Don't even want to get into it. It is what it is.
It was a rough week for
It's just one of these.
the big guy.
It's just been one of these years.
Oh man. It's, I had one of those weeks earlier in the year where I lost in every league that I'm in. And it's not a fun feeling. I know how you feel.
Nope. And I was pretty much over it, but now we're just reliving it.
Yep.
God.
You should know by now that this is what
Doesn't
happens.
help. Doesn't help the fact that you two made a little trade against me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We're just trying to help our teams out.
Just made a big dynasty trade. That's all that was.
I got Derrick Henry'd.
And you did.
Had you not had Derrick Henry, I would have won handedly. Handedly.
We can debate that later.
We could do it right now. I could look it up. In fact, I know it.
If you didn't
But I
play
would have had-
Marquise Brown or Mike Evans, you probably would have been
That's
closer.
true. The only reason is because I literally played the only two receivers on my team that I should not have played.
That's just on you, man.
Well, I'm just saying. There would have been a way that I could have won, and I would have maybe rethought my lineup.
Shame on you, by the way, playing Mike Evans over Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, what are you thinking?
I just felt like maybe Mike Evans might have a good game this week. You never know. That's the problem with Mike Evans.
Exactly why he's not on my team anymore.
Anyways,
I was going for the ceiling.
had you not had 40 points that Derrick Henry got?
Probably close to that.
34.
Yeah.
I think I would have won.
I was going for the ceiling of Mike Evans over Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson was a good floor, but I was playing the guy that's won 2 years in a row in the dynasty, and I was going for ceiling plays. Hence, Marquise and Mike Evans, and both hit their rock bottom floor.
And he still won.
I was going for the ceiling play. It's what I needed to do. But then I made a trade after Thursday, and it helped me.
Nobody cares, Ben. Nobody cares.
Well, I do because I won.
Nobody cares. Oh, do me a favor. What are the two names on that trophy over there?
Oh, I know what they say.
Yeah.
Chairman, Dan,
Yeah.
Dynasty. And
But I'm
Yeah.
gunning for you.
Yeah. Just saying.
I'm gunning for you.
Just saying.
Well,
Anyways, moving on. We're on to Cincinnati.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because
You're better than that.
Oh my God.
tell him, Rocky. Let him know. Oh boy. We're in week 7, man.
Week 7. It's going by quick.
We are a third of the way through the NFL season.
That's insane. What? When did this happen?
Just now.
Just now.
Watch the time go right out the window.
Yep.
I tried to hold on, but I didn't even know. Now, I wasted it all just to watch you go.
Yep. Fall so hard, but yet so far.
Yeah.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Didn't even matter, man. Oh, shout out to Lincoln Park.
I wish I could fall to lose it all, and then maybe come back to win it all.
Oh, there's still time. You have one extra game in this season.
Yeah, 18 weeks.
Just a reminder to all you 2 and 4 teams and all you 1 and 5s. We did the inspiration last week.
Yeah.
Hopefully it helped more of you than it helped Alex
Yeah.
and Chance.
Hey,
You got to win.
I got to win.
You did. Okay, it helped Chance.
Yeah, it's
It
just in
helped
one
Chance.
league I lost.
Okay. It
Because I
did.
traded to you.
Well,
Yeah, I bet if you had Derrick Henry, you would have won.
Alex is still a little
that's
sore.
what everybody is saying. If I would have had Derrick Henry, I would have won.
Yeah, everyone could say that, actually.
It's okay. I got beat out in the best ball league because I got Derrick Henry in the best ball. So
Derek comes at you 21.8 miles per hour.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got Micah Hyde.
You got Micah Hyde. Oh, geez. That was a small truck that ran into that man.
You gotta give Micah Hyde props though for getting in front of that.
I do give him props.
He tripped him up, so I mean,
He did.
good for him.
I thought he was going to get another touchdown there.
I literally
thought
did
Micah
too.
Hyde
I
was
saw
getting a
Micah Hyde. I
concussion.
was like, he's just going to dive. He's going to take a dive right here. I was like, if I were him,
no, I'm sacrificing my life. Here
if I
we
were
go.
him, I would take a dive right now.
So
I would just aim for his shoelaces and dive. And if I miss, I miss.
Kudos to Micah Hyde. He did not dive. He got ran over, but you know what? Derek Henry went down. So
He did. He went right down.
Probably have repercussions of that years from now, but
Dang it, Derek!
shoulder arthritis.
Can't lift my arm above my head.
Oh man,
I could see that happening. Yeah.
what a game though! What a
that was an awesome game.
Primetime games have been outstanding in the NFL.
I think that
Most
I know
all of them.
Titans are my team, but I think that was my favorite game of the year. Just the fact they got down within 1 yard of first down and Josh Allen happened to slip up on a quarterback sneak.
I think that was the right call there to just go for it.
no, not at all.
You don't think you play for
Oh yeah, I mean
play
obviously
it safe
neither
and just play
defense
for
was
overtime?
winning it. I mean I get it, but they had one shot. No, it might have been different if they had a first down there, but I mean they were trying to get the first down, but.
I almost think it was an ego thing because everyone thought the Titans D was just going to get demolished by the Bills, and that did not. I mean, they scored a lot of points. Don't get me wrong, but
I mean,
they made some key
weren't-
plays.
They made some good plays, but they weren't solid by any means. But
I like the call. I like the call because you have Josh Allen, right? And it's 4th and 1. It's that short.
I think it was 4th and 2. I don't think it was 1, was
No,
it?
it was 4th and 1.
Was it?
It might have been a longer one, but I mean,
was
9 times out of 10.
It was a pretty darn long one.
Because him slipping right at the line of scrimmage, he was still almost to
Yeah.
the first down marker.
9 times out of 10, Josh Allen makes that. You know, like if I'm McDermott, I'm making the same call right there because just go for it, be bold.
Well, he's
And
a
then-
loser now, so
Well, that's okay. You
could
know
have kicked
what?
the field goal, could have won the coin toss, and obviously, I mean, like
Gosh
I said, neither defense
darn
was
it.
really holding up any water. So I mean, they could have marched down the field and scored on the first drive of overtime, but
Well, you know,
They could have lost too, anyways.
dang
they
it,
could have.
man.
We
Best
want to
team-
play these what-if games?
Onlys and justs.
Best team in the AFC has one more loss now. Oh, they're not going to recover, I don't think.
I might have done if I was going to go for it on 4th and 1. I think everybody in the stadium knew when they lined up that it was going to be a Josh Allen keeper. If you were going to do it and truly be bold, they should have saved the Buffalo,
Buffalo special
for that play right there, and
Yeah.
they would have scored and won.
I do like that.
If you're going to go for it on that, I would do something like that.
Go for the touchdown there.
Because everyone in that stadium, watching the game, knew it was going to be a Josh Allen keeper to try and get the fourth down.
Maybe they're trying to be like Titans. Everyone knows when Derrick Henry's going to run the ball. He still happens to run the
Just
ball all over
makes it
everyone.
happen.
Yeah, but Josh Allen ain't no Derrick Henry.
No,
Let's just say that.
That's fair.
Josh Allen
Josh Allen is Josh Allen. though,
Josh
so-
Allen is Josh Allen, but he ain't no Derrick Henry.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
If there's one person you need 1 yard out of, I'm going to pick the Derrick Henry.
Yes, every day.
Out of everybody in the league.
You know, I'm just saying, I just enjoy seeing how much coaches are starting to go for it on 4th down now.
You do see that a lot
I'm
more often
loving
nowadays.
it. I am
though.
loving it.
I think it's
It makes it so much more fun.
Oh,
it's-
yeah.
Yeah, it's and I think it's analytic
The
driven.
analytics are starting to
It's
show.
analytic driven, and I think it gets at a lot of people too when if they do go to overtime, if they don't even get an opportunity to touch the ball in overtime, then that would make it that much more worse for me. So
Yeah.
I understand it to a certain degree, but I don't agree with the play call. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of on Ben's side. 9 times out of 10, Josh Allen's getting that
Probably
1
gets
yard.
Anyway, it was a fun game. It was a fun week. Lots of craziness yet again.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got lots of news. So, you ready, Alex?
let's do it.
Let's get into it.
it's time for your NFL news.
All right, Week 7 news. So to kick it off, we had kind of a weird scenario happen that I think it's happened one time recently and the same questions got asked, but Zach Ertz played starting tight end for the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday night, got traded Friday morning to the Arizona Cardinals, and a lot of people were asking on Twitter, can Zach Ertz start for the Cardinals this week and play in both games?
I thought I was going to get double points where I had Zach Ertz.
Doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
so,
no.
Dang it.
So Zach Ertz, you are only allowed to play one game
Per NFL week.
per NFL week.
Man, that'd be so much try play 2 within
I
a
have
few
to look
days.
up the rules. Is
Yeah.
it one game or is it 4 quarters? Because say you only played 2 quarters, like he was suspended or he got held out for 2 quarters, could he go and play 2 quarters of a Cardinals game
I think that's only high school.
High school and
to
college,
fulfill
maybe.
his one
Yeah,
NFL
in the
week?
NFL, I think it's if you're active for the game, then you're active for that game.
All right, all right.
I'm pretty sure.
So, yes, Zach Ertz is now with the Arizona Cardinals. Their tight end Max Williams headed to IR. He had a pretty bad, did you guys see that injury?
I didn't see it live, no.
Well, I think I was watching it at the station. It was one of the only games, but he caught a pass and was making his way up the sideline, and a guy just came at him from the side and went low on him. He's a big dude, tight end, and just when he got spun around, his knee just freaking. Ugh, it was nasty looking.
Those
So
knee
blew out his
injuries,
ACL.
Not good.
But Zach Ertz should be the tight end 1 there in Arizona. Not a bad spot. I mean,
High-powered offense.
yeah, I mean, they're throwing a bunch. So
Do you think they're going to go to him at all with Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, and DeAndre Hopkins all?
They were going to Max Williams.
I mean, they will eventually.
enough.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he'll get his fair share of touches, but it's just it'll be hard to figure out what week. I mean, there's just a ton of people. I mean, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore, Zach Ertz, Chase Edmonds, AJ Green, all those guys.
So many weapons.
Lots of people to pick from. So, next bit of news: Kareem Hunt is going on the short-term IR with a calf injury. So,
Browns are falling apart.
yeah, they
Rushing
are.
attack, no more.
Oh man, yeah, they went from top running back duo to nobody.
Now
right
relying on Baker Mayfield's torn labrum.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. So Kareem's
Not
going to be out
wise.
for a few weeks. There was fear that it could have been an Achilles injury, but it sounds like it was a calf injury. So we got lucky with that. So
Achilles injuries.
he should be back 3 to 4 weeks from now. Nick Chubb is still going to be missing some time with a calf strain himself.
It's been ruled out for the Thursday night game.
Yep. So we're going to have the likes of Dearness Johnson and Dimitri Felton,
Yep.
the rookie. So that'll be an interesting start.
Both have shown that they have a little juice.
Little bit.
They're juice guys for sure.
They're juiced.
Which one are you guys playing? If you had to choose one. If you had to choose one.
If I had to choose one,
Well, we're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
choose
get
one.
into that. We'll get into that.
get to that later.
We'll get into that chance. Baker Mayfield dislocates his left shoulder and sounds like he's going to play. He got an MRI on the shoulder. Sounds like it didn't damage it any more than it already is. It's just going to have to be something that he'll have to have surgery on later. At some point, he'll have to have surgery on it. So it
he's
sounds like he's going to
waiting for
manage
his
it.
left arm to fall off before he gets surgery on it.
Yeah, pretty much. So he's going to keep playing on it.
Baker Mayfield says it's his body and he'll play if he wants to. He says when he plays and when he doesn't.
Good for him.
I know how that
Putting
feels.
it all on the line.
I know all too well how that feels, and it sucks when that happens.
Yep.
It is not fun.
I remember your face when it happened.
Oh, probably look like this.
Yeah.
If only we had video of this.
Oh man, it happened so many times. I'm surprised someone didn't have video on it. I mean,
Yeah, I'm actually surprised on that too.
yeah. Ugh. Next bit of news: Dawson Knox has a fracture in his hand. Don't know yet if he's going to be able to play or not, so his downtime is to be determined. It might be something that maybe he can just put a cast on and still play. We don't know quite yet, but it's something to watch.
You need your hands to catch.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, I mean, he had the broken hand and he threw a 2-point conversion last night. So
he
there's
shot
that.
put a 2-point conversion.
He did, actually. He did. And apparently Josh Allen tried to call off the play. Like, apparently he knew that he had broken something or his hand was hurt and he's tried to call it off, and they still did it.
You can play with a broken hand, but if you're trying to catch a Josh Allen pass, no thank you.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. He might be able to block, but a guy like that, you just put in your second tight end and let Knox heal up. So, next calf strain is Dak Prescott has suffered a calf strain on the last play of the game-winning touchdown to CeeDee Lamb. Sounds like it's not that big of a deal. Dak is very confident that he's going to play on it, so just keep an eye on it. Should be good to go.
These injuries are just working their way down. We had a bunch of hammies the last couple of weeks, and now we're getting a bunch of calves.
Going to ankles next week.
Oh, no.
Into
the feet.
Into the feetsies. Tyree Hill has a quad injury. Sounds like this is something from last week as well. He did play the game. There are a couple of points where he did go out. It sounds like it's going to be a management thing, but he played for most of the game. So just keep an eye on him.
Did pretty well when he came back out into the game.
Yeah, caught like 7 or 8 balls in the second half, so not bad. Julio Jones is day-to-day with a hamstring injury. I think we're going to be dealing with this the whole year with him. So
That's what it sounds like.
Yep, so it's not going to be too surprising. Antonio Gibson has been dealing with a stress fracture in his shin for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Was in and out of Sunday's game, and he just had an MRI on it, and they are trying to determine what to do with him. So, unfortunately, the only way to heal a stress fracture in your shin is for somebody that's running all the time, is to not run, to rest. So, they've got a decision to make with Antonio, especially with the state of the Washington football team. I mean, they're not, as of right now, I can't remember what the record is off the top of my head, but it's not great. It's probably like 1-5 or 2-4 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's around 2-4. I think they've won a couple games.
Yeah, they're 2-4.
They're 2-4. So it might be decision time, especially with Ryan Fitzpatrick might be coming back here. Well, I think he can come back after week 8, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he started the season on the IR.
It was going to be like an 8-week deal.
So it's week 8. They'll be getting him back, but I don't know. Maybe they put him on the short-term IR, see what the team does. If they win 3 in a row somehow while he's on the short-term IR, then it might make sense to bring him back because they might be in the thick of it for like a wild card spot. But if they lose 3 straight after, if for some reason he did get put on the IR, if I'm Washington, I might just say put him on the shelf for the rest of the year and let's play for next year.
I think they're just in a weird spot, though, because other than Antonio Gibson, they don't have much of a rushing attack. Even when J.D. McKissick took over that game, it was all receiving for him. Yeah,
there's J.D. McKissick, there's Jared Patterson. Maybe they trade for somebody like a Marlon Mack or Tyson Williams or Ronald Jones or somebody like that out there to try and, maybe for depth for next year. Yeah. But your young stud running back, I don't think you necessarily want to beat up to the point where he won't be able to have a clean off season, especially if your team is in dire straits. At least that's me personally, but who knows?
I think they were smart about it. Yeah, they put him on the short-term IR, but we don't know what Jared Patterson's going to do, so it's like, what do you want to rely on? J.D. McKissick's a receiving running back, so.
Well, I think if they did put. And just to let you, they haven't done anything yet. They're trying to figure out what they're doing. He's not on short-term IR, but
Antonio Gibson is giving me 2020 Joe Mixon vibes.
A little bit,
yeah, 100%. 2020 Joe Mixon vibes.
It's not a matter of. It's not going to heal if he keeps playing.
They may not do anything with him, and he'll be unplayable.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like he's not going to. He's not going to heal if he keeps playing. So it's not a matter of if he's going to go out. It's a matter of when.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
he's
He
literally
might feel good one week, and then the next week it may just not hold up.
he's literally a ticking time bomb then. So, I mean,
It's not good. Not
honestly,
a good situation.
if you have him on your team, try to move him.
Try to get rid of him.
Because he's going to go out at some point here,
Ship him
sooner
off.
or later.
as,
So
as quick as you can. That's,
try to get something for him. So, now we're not saying just try to get anything for him, but get some good value for him.
Yes.
And then last bit of news, Latavius Murray has an ankle sprain. Sounds like it's not as bad as the last little news that I read. John Harbaugh said it didn't seem as bad as they think it was. So just keep an eye on that. Watch his practice reports if he's able to go.
It's a fun little medley of running backs there that you got to sift through as is.
Tell you what, though, for this week, though, Latavius might be a consideration for Bye-apocalypse if he is available to you. So, yeah.
Truth.
And that's all the news I got.
That is all the news.
That is all the news.
That's a lot of news.
A lot of news.
Going
There's a
into
lot of
week
it.
7, I would expect it. Oh, man, that's wild. Let's go ahead and take a quick little recap of the current top 10 at each position. So just to give the weekly rundown of the updated top 10 for each position, some guys are starting to establish themselves now. We're 6 weeks in. We're kind of starting to see the top 10s form into what it likely may end up being towards the end of the season. And at the quarterback, not a whole lot of surprises here anymore. We've got number 1 is Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills, followed by Patrick Mahomes at number 2. Tom Brady is number 3. Then Jalen Hurts, QB4 on the season. That's one that's kind of still a little surprising.
Yeah.
But he's, you know,
Those legs, man. Those legs.
the footballers compared him to Tim Tebow. And that's kind of what he looked like this last week. I mean,
A little bit, yeah. A little
great
bit.
for fantasy, but not great in real life.
A little bit. I could get, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what Jalen Hurts looked like recently. But hey, as long as he's scoring you fantasy points.
Keep playing them.
Yep. Kyler Murray is QB5. Lamar Jackson, quarterback 6. Justin Herbert is number 7. Matthew Stafford, QB8. Dak Prescott, QB9. And Kirk Cousins has worked himself back up into the top 10 following that good game that he had in week 6 there. So not a ton of surprises
Not too
up
many.
there anymore. We're seeing a few that were up there, like Derek Carr has worked his way down. Sam Darnold has seen himself get booted from the top 10, so...
Starting to look a lot more like Carson Palmer.
yeah.
A little bit. A little bit.
You might have a point there, Chance. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. For the running backs, I mean, no surprise here. Derrick Henry,
Number 1.
running back 1 on the season by nearly 50 points in half PPR scoring. So there's that. Austin Eckler had himself a down week, but maintained the running back 2 position. Ezekiel Elliott, running back 3 on the season. Jonathan Taylor, great game off only like 14 touches. He touched the ball 3 times in the first half, I believe, in week 6. What were the Colts doing?
I don't know.
I don't think they know what they're
How
doing.
does Jonathan Taylor only touch the ball 3 times in
I don't
one
think
half?
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't know.
He ended
It's
up with
just-
like 14 carries or something like that and had a great game. So running back 4 there. Najee Harris, rookie running back for the Steelers, is running back 5. He's starting to see himself produce there. And I watched the interview after that game, and I'll tell you what, Najee Harris, dude, he's become one of my favorite players just because of that after game interview.
What'd he say?
He was just so vibrant and just like messing around with the commentators and stuff and just like happy to be there. It was great to watch. He was just like,
I'll have to find that on the YouTube channel.
yeah, he was so like, yeah. Then he leaves after the interview's done, goes and like starts signing autographs for people in the stands, and then he comes back to the commentator table and he's like, here, give me that. And they're like, oh, what do you got? And they hand him the mic back and he goes, I'm gonna be a commentator when I retire. When I retire, I'm gonna be a commentator because you like this. And then he starts like giving his Twitch channel like subscription or whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm just playing. And then he like walked off. I don't know. He was fun to watch. So I quickly became a fan of Najee Harris there. Aaron Jones is running back 6. James Robinson still getting it done.
James Robinson has been solid.
Yeah,
I mean,
looks great too.
I think Urban Meyer finally saw the truth.
I hope so.
One question that I've been asking myself is, what do they do when Travis Etienne comes back next year? Like,
I was literally gonna say that.
Like, what do you do? I mean, they spent first round capital.
Put him in a J.D. McKissick role.
That's pretty much what he's going to be.
Receiving back.
A first round
J.D. McKissick. You don't do that. That's the thing.
I mean, why would you get away from James Robinson, though, when he's clearly the best player on the offense right now?
Oh, you are not going to get the return in a trade.
What would you rather do? Would you pay the undrafted rookie running back who has been a stud, or would you trade that first round draft capital and Travis Etienne with the I mean, think about people, can imagine the possibility. Obviously, he got hurt right off the bat, but which one do you think would get more value out of a trade?
I would.
Because honestly, that's what I'd do. I mean, I would take the proven commodity and probably trade the guy. I mean, trade Etienne. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Because we haven't seen what he is.
22 or 23, right?
So we haven't seen Etienne on a regular season game yet. So, I mean, it's all speculation. So, I mean, there's other owners out there looking at him and be like, I mean, this guy could be something, so they could still get a lot out of that trade. So I'd be trading Travis Etienne, no doubt.
I would just own up to my mistake that I made, and I would just say, all right, we're trading Etienne.
That was on me.
We're trading Etienne. We're going to get what we get. We're going to run with Robinson.
I'm sure somebody out there would trade for Etienne. I mean,
I don't think you're getting a first-round pick for Etienne if you trade him, though.
No,
I don't think that's happening. I think you're going to have to own the mistake and take lesser value, especially because he got hurt this year. And
take a draft pick and then find another player that could fill another gap in your team, like a lineman or something like that. I mean, yeah.
They need it.
Etienne was a Liz Frank injury, right? Or right? Mm-hmm. I mean,
Liz Frank.
That can prove to be troublesome for running backs. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I don't think you're going to get the value on Etienne.
I still think if you're the Jaguars,
but I would own up and trade him.
How low they are winning their first game in 20 games or something like that. It went into last year. You have to fill in spots somewhere, so you need to trade off that somewhere.
Well, you kind of do, and one of the only good moves I've seen the Raiders really make recently was they drafted Lynn Bowden Jr., a third rounder, I think, that year, and then before the season even started, they traded him to the Dolphins for a fourth or a fifth. Mm-hmm. They quickly realized oh, we made a mistake in drafting this guy. He's not what we thought he was.
Yeah.
And they just took the value that they could get. Sometimes that's just what you have to do. Oh crap. I blew this.
Messed up big time.
I bungled this.
I had bungled this bad.
And then you just take the value you can get. So anyway, James Robinson's running back 7. Kareem Hunt running back 8. But that's going to drop after his IR stint. DeAndre Swift has moved himself up into the top 10 again here. Mm-hmm. Running back 9 on the season. And even with a bye week, Cordero Patterson sitting at running back 10.
So mind blown by this.
Ridiculous.
Just crazy. Going into the wide receivers, we've got number 1 is none other than Cooper Kupp. All he does is score touchdowns. Gets 11 targets, 12 targets, 9 catches, and 2 touchdowns. That's his game plan.
It's just insane.
Crazy. Tyreek Hill jumped up to wide receiver 2 here. Mike Williams had a rough game week 6. The whole Chargers offense just down. Mm-hmm. But Mike Williams stays at wide receiver 3. Devonta Adams working his way back up towards the top. wide receiver 4, and then rookie Jamar Chase.
Still doing it.
Wide receiver 5, man.
Yeah.
Laid a nasty
Still
block.
doing it. Yeah.
Just a filthy block for Joe Mixon in there. Marquise Brown, even on after a down week, still wide receiver 6. Deebo Samuel, even after a bye week, wide receiver 7. CeeDee Lamb. We saw the resurgence of CeeDee Lamb after everybody was getting all nervous.
Yes, we did.
And worried. CeeDee Lamb bounced back. He is wide receiver 8. Justin Jefferson, wide receiver 9. And DK Metcalf with Geno Smith throwing him the ball. He is wide receiver 10. So there we go. Not a ton of surprises in there, a few. But what we've seen through 6 weeks so far, it's starting to stabilize from what I can tell. Tight ends, Travis Kelce, still number 1.
Still number 1.
No surprise. Mark Andrews is only 4 points behind Travis Kelce now, though.
I can see Mark Andrews taking it away from how much Lamar has been looking at Mark Andrews lately.
If they can keep it up, who knows, man? It could actually be a race.
Yeah, no kidding.
Dawson Knox, tight end 3. Gonna have to watch out for that hand injury, though. Might be losing some ground here.
That might drop him down a little bit.
Dalton Schultz maintains tight end 4 position. Still getting his looks there from Dak. Darren Waller, despite several down weeks, tight end 5.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Hawkinson remains at 6, followed by Noah Fant after a good full game of garbage time week there. So Noah Fant up at tight end 7. Mike Gesicki at tight end 8. Hunter Henry, tight end 9, just catching touchdowns. And Rob Gronkowski, after his 3rd week out, is still tight end 10.
Isn't that wild?
It's so crazy. The tight end position is wild. But speaking of tight ends, I got a listener question texted to me today.
Ooh.
So here we go. And it's between Kyle Pitts is at tight end 11 right here after a big week and then a bye week. But listener question today. And
What's this listener's first name?
Garrison.
Oh.
So
Do I know the last name? I feel like I know who this is.
probably.
Yes.
Okay.
So Garrison texted me and wanted to know. He asked special request if we could go over Noah Fant or Kyle Pitts this week. What are you guys thinking?
Ooh.
Noah Fant or Kyle Pitts?
Noah Fant versus Cleveland.
Noah Fant plays Thursday against the Browns, and Kyle Pitts plays Sunday against the Dolphins. I believe they play Sunday against the Dolphins. It's either Sunday or Monday. But
I'm taking Kyle Pitts.
Calvin Ridley coming back. Russell Gage likely coming back. Do we buy into the workload that he got there? I mean,
it almost feels like it could be another garbage time for Noah Fant, though, where Teddy Bridgewater just has to toss a ball. The Browns do not have their rushing attack like usual, so it might not end up like that. But
with all the injuries, I actually almost favor the Broncos in this one. Simply because
I don't think it's going to be.
You don't have Chubb. You don't have
just going to be. Yeah, it might just be
half a Baker Mayfield.
It might be a gross Thursday night game, but
that's actually
Falcons.
A good question.
Yeah, I would play Kyle Pitts. Teddy Bridgewater has not been playing very well lately. They've lost 3 straight in a row now.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons kind of seem like they started to turn things around a little bit, maybe figuring some stuff off or out in the offense, and they've had a week off. Maybe a week to try and better figure out how to utilize Kyle Pitts in the offense and get him more looks. And yeah, we saw it before they went on bye. Kyle Pitts, a lot of looks, caught his first touchdown, and I think they want to get him going. If I'm taking the ceiling and the upside of Kyle Pitts versus Noah Fant. Noah Fant just really hasn't done much, man. I know he caught a touchdown this last week, but it's just been.
Yeah,
I've not been impressed with Noah Fant.
The way
his
Kyle
career
Pitts
so far.
went off and how much you're looking, how much he just played, how well he played that week before their bye week. I feel like you have to look at him almost all the time now. Like he has to be your first 2 options between him and Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
If you're going for a ceiling play, then probably Kyle Pitts. But Noah Fant's been steady this year. He's going pretty much every other week. It's kind of like a Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin's pretty much been every other week. It's been bad, good, and that's kind of what Noah Fant's looking like. I mean,
so this is supposed to be his bad week then. If we're going off that.
I mean, that's very true. So
he's on the downslope.
I'm just saying he's been fairly steady as far as tight ends go because you're getting 9.2 week 1, 11.3 week 2, then a 2.5, but then 13.6 against the Ravens, then 3.5 against Pittsburgh, and then 20.2 here against the Raiders. So, I mean, as far as tight ends go, he's been fairly consistent. Like, he hasn't looked like the player we expected him to be, but he's still getting pretty consistent tight end numbers. So, compared to Kyle Pitts, I mean, it's really not that different. I mean, Kyle Pitts was 5.1 week 1, 9.8 week 2, 4.5 week 3, 7 week 4, and then exploded week 5, 22.4.
So Kyle Pitts is actually, if I'm like looking at these right now,
really
the
a
points,
toss-up play, but
I'd almost go Kyle Pitts because you're actually getting, I mean, the lowest is 4.5. You're still getting decent numbers, and then he went off his last week before the bye.
yeah.
So they have
no Calvin Ridley, no Russell Gage though too.
They weren't looking at Calvin
Same.
Ridley's way though before that as well.
Well, I mean, Ridley's been getting like 12 targets a game. He just hasn't been catching anything. It's been wild. Like, Ridley's been getting the targets, I promise that. They haven't been good targets, or they just haven't really gotten the ball to him. And like, I don't know what to say about it.
You draft Kyle Pitts in the first round though. What, pick number 4 or 5?
Mm-hmm.
You got to get him the ball. And he proved he can do well when you give him the ball.
And I'm not going against you guys here. I'm just laying out what
So who are you taking?
I'm just laying out what they look like. I'm going to go based off the ping pong effect of Noah Fant, and I'm going to say play Kyle Pitts this week.
All 3 Kyle Pitts then. All 3 Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Falcons
that.
offense is on the upstroke. Broncos are on the downstroke. Give me the better offense right now. So
Right on. All right, well, you guys, it's week 7, and we all know what that means.
oh no.
It's coming! Bye-apocalypse!
Head to the shelters.
Everybody board up your windows!
Take cover.
They're coming for you!
Oh man.
Ugh.
6 teams on bye this week.
Yucky!
Gross.
Yeah, and they are some doozy teams. I should have had the list right here, but if I can remember right, it's Bills, Cowboys, Vikings are 3 of them.
Jaguars.
4.
4.
Man, we did not come prepared today.
Yeah.
Not prepared. Chargers 5.
Yep.
And one more.
Vikings, Cowboys, Jaguars, Chargers. Who else, Chance?
I'm looking up here.
Oh
Anyway.
my gosh, we failed you people.
We failed.
It's okay. Keep it rolling. What do we got? Chance will find it. There's 6 powerhouse
Atlanta.
teams.
Oh, wait. No,
No,
Never mind.
Atlanta
Just
had a
kidding.
bye.
That was last week. Looking wrong week. Sorry, people.
I would edit this out, but I like to just give you guys all the good content there.
Oh my goodness.
Because we're just a bunch of people sitting around talking football. Anyway, it's definitely a bye-apocalypse, and there are a lot of fantasy relevant players that are out this week. And I can tell you what, I have some teams that are looking fairly disgusting.
Ugh.
I also have a couple of matchups where I'm like, okay, I got a guaranteed win this week. So
Pittsburgh Steelers.
that's right. Thank you, Chance. Where's Statman Kyle when you need him?
No kidding.
So, we've got a list here of some possible waiver wire pickups that might help you survive the bye-apocalypse.
People to consider sending trades for, maybe.
That too. Well, no, I don't have any trade candidates, but
But some of these,
this
you
is
may
just
be
waiver
listening to
wire
this
pickups.
after
I
your
doubt
waiver
anyone's
runs.
really going to be trading it this week. I mean, we've already talked about it. I mean, obviously, it really depends on the situation that you're in, your record. So,
Yeah.
If I was 6-0 or 5-1, I would very much be sending you trade offers right now. But I am not in a situation to where I can do that.
Yeah.
So
Honestly, all three of us aren't really in that situation.
no, not in the big league. We are not.
Well, I'm talking with somebody that is one of the upper records in the league, and they're being stingy too. So that's just the league we've turned into. So
Well, why would they trade, man? They're winning.
It's that's just the league that we've turned into, apparently.
Oh.
Anyways, get off my soapbox. Waiver wire pickups. Bunch of tightwads. Waiver wire pickups to consider this week. So lots of high profile running backs in a position where it is it's thin right now to find a solid running back that you could put in your lineup week in and week out.
I'm starting Kenyon Drake and Brandon Bolden as of right now.
Scary.
Before
Scary.
like waivers or anything in the big league.
So this week,
yay.
the Browns have lost both of their top backs. They're not going to be in play this Thursday. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both out. So we've got the likes of Dearness Johnson and Demetric Felton that are possible waiver wire adds. Now, Dearness Johnson is a second or third year vet.
I think second
Second year vet. He profiles more as the early down back. He's actually been averaging about 5 yards a carry, so it's not bad. Not bad.
I've told you, they've got some juice.
Whereas
juice.
Demetric Felton is a rookie, and he is a pass-catching back. For me personally, if I'm picking between the two, I'm going with the veteran and Dearness. I think they're going to be leaning more on him, especially in crunch time scenarios. The rookie, I don't even think Demetric has had a carry this year as a running back, has he? He's just had some throws to him.
He's kind of like a slot receiver as well. He kind of profiles as a slot receiver.
Yeah, so it might be a whole lot to Dearness Johnson then.
Yeah,
come Thursday.
it could be. Yeah,
they did just upgrade Josh Kelly.
Yeah, or
John Kelly.
John Kelly.
From the practice squad. He's got some ball in him, but it might just be a whole lot of Dearness Johnson. Demetric Felton, it's kind of a dart throw, but I don't know. I would try to find maybe some of these other options that we'll talk about
it's
later
really hard
on.
to say about this situation. It almost seems like it's going to be a play the hot hand. Who's doing better at the time? And
let's just put it like this. I don't want to trust the Browns rookie third down slash slot receiver from my running back spot if I can avoid it.
No.
But
you
might not be able to avoid it this week.
If you can avoid that situation, avoid it. But if you had to go with someone, yes, I'd go with Johnson, who is the prototypical running back.
Another running back to consider here, we got Devonta Freeman, possibly. If Latavius Murray is deemed out for this week with that ankle sprain, Devonta looked all right.
Well, if you needed a desperation running back to play, you could have literally played any of the active running backs for the Ravens last week.
They all fell in the end zone.
Because they all got touchdowns.
Yeah. So,
it's Bye-apocalypse.
Yes.
And honestly, if I could get, well, in my current situation, I'm playing Kenyon Drake, Brandon Bolden. If I had Devonta Freeman or Le'Veon Bell, I'm probably playing both of them over Brandon Bolden right now.
I think they're available.
Well, I'm trying to pick them up then.
There you go.
I don't know why anyone would have them on their teams right now.
I don't either.
So
I don't know.
I would feel better playing Freeman if Murray was deemed out. If Murray is deemed healthy and he's going to play, I mean, it's a 1 in 3 chance, and I don't know.
I don't like the Bye-apocalypse.
Yeah, nobody does. Nobody does.
I don't like the Ravens situation.
I don't know.
For the Seahawks, Chris Carson's still on the short-term IR. Alex Collins has been their go-to back.
Oh, yeah.
And it sounds like he's dealing with a little bit of a hip injury. We're not sure the severity. We're not sure the severity right now of the hip injury. We're going to see if he can practice this week. And if he's able to practice, I'm sure he's going to play. But if not, a couple of names to consider for the Seahawks is DJ Dallas. He's kind of been the third down back, and he's looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it every time I see him get the ball. I mean, he's got some, as Ben would say, he's got some juice. He's a spry little guy.
DJ's got the juice.
DJ's got that juice you need.
Travis Homer had a couple of good runs, though.
A couple of good runs, too. But a name that maybe some people have forgotten that's coming off IR or is eligible to come off IR is Rashad Penny this week. If he gets some practice, he's still around. He's still around. And if he is deemed healthy enough to play.
Got him in Dynasty.
If he's deemed healthy to play, he could get the start. So, yeah.
Let's go, Rashad.
I'd rather see DJ, but I think
I'm not starting
my
him.
Rashad experience is over.
I'm not starting him in the Dynasty.
You're done with Rashad?
I'm done with Rashad. That was
I
another
don't
mistake.
blame you. They took him over Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Don't
And
remind
they
me.
tried to give him so many opportunities, too.
He just can't stay healthy, and it sucks. I mean, he's looked great when he's healthy, but he doesn't stay healthy, which blows. But
It's a rusty penny.
a rusty penny. Another running back to consider. We joked about him last week, but now with Antonio Gibson possibly maybe missing time is Jared Patterson.
Jared Patterson.
Jarrett!
Could possibly have some
I
play
dropped
this
him.
week.
You know what's so funny? We talked about all those running backs. Chris Evans got a touchdown last week.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is be a backup running back on my big league team, and you're probably gonna end up eventually having some value.
And not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty sure I did call a Darrell Williams touchdown. He had 2 of them this Sunday. I said to mark him down for 2.
You did. Yep. Good
So-
call. Good call.
But Jared Patterson might be a possible option, and especially if Antonio goes on the IR, then yeah, they're gonna. I mean, they can't give J.D. McKissick all those
No.
carries.
It's just gonna be
Jared-
JD.
Jared Patterson has to be the running back. JD's a receiving back. He's not a running back.
He'll get beat up. Can't have him beat up. Don't beat that man up.
No.
Some wide receivers to consider this week. Rashad Bateman played his first NFL game, got 6 or 7 targets.
He.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was seeing all sorts of stats being thrown out on Twitter, and he was out on the field for it was like a 60% snap share or something like that. It might have been a little lower. I can't remember for sure. But then he had it was like a 26% target share
Wild.
on a 60% something snap count.
Needless
So,
to say, Lamar was happy to see him, apparently.
Rashad Bateman,
So,
man, he was
somebody to go out there and get if he's still out there somehow.
Yeah.
On
I highly went back and forth between him and Elijah Moore for my bold take. I mean, neither one's going to come true at this point.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody's passing Jamar Chase barring injury, which I hope does not happen because I love what Jamar Chase is doing right now. But it was between Rashad Bateman and Elijah Moore because Rashad Bateman is a baller. So, yes.
Another wide receiver to consider this week on the waiver wire is T.Y. Hilton. He actually looked pretty darn good coming back. Sounds like he had a little bit of tightness in his hamstrings towards the end of the game, and they just took him out for precautionary measures. They had the game in hand at that point, so they took him out, and sounds like they're just checking on him to make sure. They talked to T.Y. after the game. He said he was fine. It's just his first game of the year, and just kind of that conditioning kind of injury. So they wanted to make sure that he was good and didn't turn into something more serious. So just keep an eye on him, though. But he got some good target shares. I mean, he essentially assumed the number 1 role over Michael Pittman. So
yep, that he did.
T.Y. can still ball. As long as he's not injured, he can still ball.
Yeah,
Always does it against the Texans, though.
That's true.
Always.
That's
Fair
true.
enough, fair enough.
But possibly in Bateman and Hilton, 2 wide receivers that you could potentially have wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 2 production out of.
No, I'd rather start them over Jalen Reagor right now. So
Yeah, no kidding.
he's in my lineup.
Another one to consider is Tim Patrick of the Denver Broncos. Guy's still available on waiver wires in a lot of places. So
Tim
Tyree.
old Tim,
Pick him up. As long as Jerry Judy's out, pick him up.
which sounds like he's going to practice this week. So Uncle Vic says 50-50 shot that he plays this week.
I actually
So
saw
Probably
something
less than
below
50.
50. Yeah,
Less than
okay.
50.
less than.
Uncle Vic a little
So
less
probably don't
optimistic
expect
Those
today.
pain stones will get to you
Pain stones. He was
sometimes.
grumbling just, all right. Yeah, a little under 50.
Yeah, a little under 50.
Don't expect Jerry Judy this week.
No.
Tim Patrick, though,
I
have him on the waiver wire, pick him up.
I could
In
certainly...
the Bye-apocalypse? Yes.
Pick him up.
Use Jerry Judy this week.
And a tight end for you to consider in the Bye-apocalypse, Ricky Seals-Jones, man.
Yes!
Go get Ricky Seals-Jones.
Ricky Seals-Jones.
Looking like the immediate replacement of Logan Thomas, and
He's doing better
Heineke
than
likes to throw
Logan
to him.
Thomas.
Yeah. So go get you some Ricky Seals-Jones if he's out there.
I've been playing him in a few tight end premium leagues.
I got him in the Dynasty League now.
Tell you what, I love it.
Oh, man. All right, so let's put these guys in priority. So
we
for
go.
running backs, you got Dearness Johnson,
Yes.
Demetric Felton,
Okay.
Devonta Freeman,
Okay.
Rashad Penny, Jared Patterson. What order would you put those? Highest going from one down.
Oh man.
Who's highest priority?
Oh goodness gracious. Probably Dearness Johnson first.
I'll
Okay.
agree with that. I'd almost, if Rashad Penny can play, I'd almost put him second because
I
they always seem to try to play him, even though he's injured all the time. Seahawks try to play. I put Rashad Penny second.
The only thing that scares me is that it's early in the week and we don't know for sure.
You gotta call your shot though,
if he's
because
playing,
waivers
yes.
are processing tomorrow. You gotta call a shot
As
though.
nasty as all the names are out there, I'd go Rashad Penny second too.
Okay.
Demetric Felton probably third for me.
Okay.
I think he's going to be probably more of the Kareem Hunt role.
Yeah.
Demetric Felton, I think he's going to be more of the receiving back.
Could be.
We saw Denver get gashed by Kenyon Drake this last week. It was embarrassing, really. Just made me
Both
sad.
Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake were
They
having
both
good
had,
days.
I know.
Yeah, both had good days.
I mean, Denver's been run on the last 2 weeks. Najee Harris, Josh Jacobs, and
Well,
Kenyon
Denver's
Drake.
losing a lot, or is missing a lot of key defensive
A lot
pieces
of
too.
linebackers are injured now.
So, yeah,
It's not good. Not good. Bradley Chubb's been out. Yes. So
Freeman and Jared Patterson the last two.
I go Freeman over Jared Patterson right now.
You know, with Latavius having the ankle sprain, I'd probably put Devonta Freeman over Demetric Felton, though, too, I think. Jarrett Patterson last, because I just don't trust that they're going to put Antonio Gibson on the IR.
So
Not this week, at least.
So you guys would go Johnson,
Probably.
Yes.
Penny,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Felton,
Yes.
Patterson.
Yes.
That's probably what I'd do.
That's
I
what.
think I'd agree with it all except for I think I would put Patterson at 2 just because of the long play. If something does happen to Gibson, I might do Patterson. But I mean, at that point, we're all speculating. Like we have no idea.
Yeah.
They're probably just going to keep playing.
That's
Gibson,
saying
so
they don't pick
that's
up.
the thing.
That's that they don't pick up anyone else.
Yeah,
Could be-
they're just they're more than likely just gonna keep playing Antonio. So
I just have a bad feeling he's going to be this year's version of 2020 Joe Mixon.
more than likely.
Unfortunately.
Wide receivers: Bateman, Hilton, Patrick. What order you putting them in?
Right now, off consistency, I'd almost put Patrick,
first, yeah. That's
and
what I would
then
do.
I'd put
Bateman
Bateman,
second,
and then Hilton.
third.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Okay, so also think about long term though, not just the Bye-apocalypse. Like think about
I
for
need
me,
to win this
for
week,
me,
Alex.
for me, I'm gonna go Bateman, Hilton, or Bateman, Patrick. Ah man, I'd probably go Bateman, Hilton, Patrick. Honestly,
If I-
If we're going long term, yes. But if we're going Bye-apocalypse, where you're just trying to fill in for your
the
week right
Bye-apocalypse, you could fill in for this week and play the long run.
If
so.
I'm in your 1 and 5 shoes, I think Patrick's probably going to score more than Bateman this week.
Possibly.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
I'm
it
just
could-
saying.
Even with
could
Jerry
happen.
Judy coming back, I don't think they're going to take Tim Patrick out of the
Ravens do play the
equation.
Bengals. It could be a shootout fest.
That's a fair point. Fair point.
And then the Colts play the 49ers. So
I think with that little nagging hammy, that makes me a little hesitant just because T.Y.
Oh, with
can't
T.Y.?
stay healthy.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I'll do Bateman, Patrick, and then Hilton. How about that?
Okay.
I do like Bateman though. I think things are just going to keep on going up with him.
I think
honestly.
long term, dynasty wise, Bateman.
I'm just talking this week. I mean, even
This
this week. This week, yeah,
This
it's
week
a
I'm going Tim Patrick.
It's a bye-apocalypse. I mean, you're taking the gamble anyways. The rest of your lineup's probably a little bit sketchy. So if Bateman goes off, that's bonus. And then next week, if he gets even better, then you found yourself a gem. Tim Patrick could be obsolete once Jerry Jeudy comes back.
Maybe. He was getting used when Judy was there the first couple of weeks, though. I'm just saying. Tim Patrick's pretty good, man.
He's not bad. I'm just saying. Bateman could literally be the wide receiver 1 for his team, though. So
Yeah.
just something to consider. And then Ricky Seals-Jones is the only tight end. That's the one you're going for. If he's out there, priority 1.
Ricky Seals-Jones.
Ricky Seals-Jones for your tight ends.
I don't care who the other names are anyway. Ricky Seals-Jones.
Ricky Seals-Jones.
That's
Go
what
get
it
him.
is.
Go get him.
Mo Alley Cox is still on a lot of waivers.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that big man.
He's still splitting time with Jack Doyle. I don't
why.
like it.
I don't know why.
Give Mo Alley. Put
him in the back of the end zone. Just let him stand there and just throw it up to him.
Get that.
He's going to get it.
Get that 8'10" man the ball. I mean, he's a skyscraper. Just throw him it. 8'10", 617-pound behemoth that moves like a gazelle.
Just Andre reincarnate, man.
Oh man,
Moves a lot faster though.
Jeez, guy's a
that's
beast. That is all for the Bye-apocalypse waiver wire pickups, people.
Oh, the Bye-apocalypse. Get out of here. All right, let's get into the preview. Okay, it is week 7 of the NFL season, and Thursday night football brings to you my Denver Broncos versus my Cleveland Browns. Oh my God. You all said it enough, so I just finally owned it. Anyway, I would like the Broncos to win this game.
Closet Browns fan has come out.
No, I did that last year. Anyway, I would like the Broncos to win this game, and all of the injuries for the Browns coming at a fortunate time for Denver, although it kills me for fantasy purposes.
Yes, it
and
stinks.
I hope that they all get back to full health and they're okay. But let's go Broncos. Broncos side of the ball, man, this might just be an ugly game. I'm going to just put it out there. Both have pretty good defenses.
It's a primetime game, though. We could be surprised.
Hey, the primetime games have paid out. Denver side of the ball, though, you're playing Cortland Sutton. You're playing Noah Fant. You're likely having to play Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams, especially this week. So, if anything, at flex for both of them. And Tim Patrick, I'd play as a flex. So, hoping that the Broncos just get the ball spread around here. Going against the Browns. Browns side of the ball, my goodness. It's ugly. Not a lot of starters, but we talked about
Donovan People-Jones. He's looking good.
Could be a waiver
Past couple
wire ad
weeks.
for this week.
It's still not enough to where I'd probably play him, but
one of them was a Hail Mary at the end of the half, a touchdown, and then the other one was just a broken coverage.
If you're absolutely hurting because of this bye week, which is highly possible, I mean, I've seen some teams, and I have a couple of teams where almost like 3/4 of my starting roster is out. So Donovan Peoples-Jones could very well be a good flex play or a decent just fill-in flex play here. D'Ernest Johnson, flex play. Demetric Felton, if you're just completely desperate and you're just hoping that he gets some of that passing down work that Kareem Hunt gets.
If you were in dire need.
Odell would be a flex play, but I don't like it much.
No.
Neither of the tight ends don't really like. And then Baker, I mean, if you're in a 2 QB league, you probably have to this week.
But
if you're in a 2 QB league, you're starting him. If you're in a super flex, you're probably having to start him because of the Bye-apocalypse this week. But other than that, man, yucky.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
Gross.
All right, so the next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs playing my Tennessee Titans. Ooh. So, Kansas City Chiefs.
Beat the Chiefs.
Beat the Chiefs. I really hope they do what they did against the Bills and just come out with a close game and Titans win this game. But Titans do not have a good secondary, so play Travis Kelce, play Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes. Darrell Williams had a very good game last week, 2 touchdowns, so I'm playing Darrell Williams this week.
Yeah, Darrell Williams.
Fire him up.
Darnell, get him in the end zone.
Fire him up. So, yeah, Tyreek, Kelce, I think they're going to have big games. Like I said, Titans, their pass rush look good, secondary did not. So,
Yeah.
Titan side, playing Derrick Henry for sure.
Obviously.
A.J. Brown had a decent game. He was sick.
Do it.
He was sick, but I'm still probably playing A.J. Brown, especially with Julio out. That is the main guy there, so play A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I'd fire him up in this matchup.
Ryan Tannehill's going to have to throw the ball.
Feel good about Ryan Tannehill as a streamer this week.
Yeah.
What about the secondary wide receivers for the Titans outside of Julio? If Julio misses,
So the guy they've been looking at is Nick Westbrook-Akeen.
Yeah.
And he's almost playing like a Corey Davis role where he can have a big week, but he can also have a dud week. So
would you start him up if you're for
I'm-
desperation flex play?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Going
I
up
would
against the
this
Chiefs?
week.
they
The Chiefs defense is terrible too.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, this could be a sneaky jackpot play here if that's what we want to go with. But
Titans, not playing them. I'm not playing Anthony Frickser. I'm not playing Michael Pruitt. They kind of choose one or the other, and they get a couple plays, and that's about it. So, yeah, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown for sure, and then Westbrook-Akeen in your flex.
You playing Julio if he's playing?
I think he's going out with a hamstring injury again.
I
If he plays, he'll be out in the first half.
If he is deemed that he's playing,
I think
I'm playing him this week.
I think you have to
against the Chiefs. You have to. I'm not going to play Nikhil. Over Julio.
Yeah, no, you don't play those type of guys over Julio, but it's just those hamstring injuries, man. They're coming up way too often for Julio right now.
It's just something they're going to have to manage.
But it's still
Luckily,
Julio.
it's Julio
So if
Jones.
Julio goes off, then
Yeah.
it's hard to
Yucky.
say.
I think if you're going to chance it, you probably want to chance it in this game against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
So,
they're gonna have to throw the ball. So
no doubt. Next game, we got the Washington football team going up against the Green Bay Packers. Another little sneaky jackpot game, potentially. I think this has sneaky upside. Washington football team, I'd say Heineke is a potential streamer this week going up against the Packers. They'll probably more than likely have to be playing from behind to keep up with the Packers, so he's probably going to have to throw the ball quite a bit. Terry McLaurin was dealing with kind of a little hamstring issue himself last week, but made it through. Didn't sound like he was any worse for wear, so hopefully he gets back to his normal self this
Should
week.
be a good week this week if you watch the pattern.
Let me tell you what, I hope so, for my sake. So the running backs, Antonio Gibson, if he is deemed that he's going to be out there playing, you have to start him. I would be firing up J.D. McKissick, though, for sure.
Yes.
I wish I had McKissick in the big league.
And Ricky Seals-Jones, you betcha. Get him in your lineup,
Play
too.
him.
I'm not starting any other Washington football team wide receiver, though, outside of McLaurin.
No.
Packers side of the ball, it's real simple. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. I think A.J. Dillon could be a flex play. If you're real desperate, Robert Tonyan, but man, he is fallen off this year. All that touchdown equity from last year is gone. So
he mentioned like the week before this last game that he really likes Aaron Rodgers likes Tonyan and was going to try to throw him the ball more often, and it still hasn't happened.
yeah, I don't know, but it could.
Watch Robert Tonyan go off this week.
Yeah, that's right.
There's worse options at tight end. I'll just say that.
That's
So.
true.
But yeah, that's about it. I'm not starting any other secondary wide receiver for the Packers outside of Devontae. I mean,
You just don't know who it's going to be.
Yeah, there's no telling who it's going to be. Lazard, Cobb, MVS. I think he's still out, so who knows?
I think I've got a couple leagues where I'm forced to start a couple of those guys, and so I'm just going to be hoping for a touchdown and just hope it pans out. Oh, fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
So much luck involved. We do all this talking.
It's a fickle
but really,
game.
Just get lucky. That's my best advice to you. All right, so our next one we've got is the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
It's a jackpot matchup of the week right here. Oh my goodness gracious. I hope this one pans out because I'll tell you what, boys, our jackpot's been real up and down. But I'm hoping for a jackpot here. It's a division game. I'm expecting fireworks in this one. We've seen what Lamar is doing. We've seen what Mark Andrews is doing. Mm-hmm. We've seen what Marquise Brown is doing, although last week was not great. I mean, you start all those guys. Rashad Bateman, we've talked about him extensively.
Yeah. If
Latavius is hurt and you're desperate during the Bye-apocalypse, then Devonta Freeman and Le'Veon Bell can maybe be desperation flex plays. Yeah. Latavius, if he's healthy and he's playing, then I'd feel good plugging him in a flex or a RB2 spot if you gotta. And for the Bengals, Joe Burrow, he's going to have to keep up with the Ravens here. Cincinnati defense, not fantastic. It's been better this year. Still not great. Joe Burrow's going to have to play catch-up, I believe. Start Jamar Chase. I think you can start T. Higgins and just hope that he has a good week this week. Flex play for sure. Joe Mixon, start him up.
What are you doing with Tyler Boyd?
I'm not starting Tyler Boyd, man.
Keep
I'm
him
off
on the
Tyler
bench.
Boyd.
Keep him on the bench.
In a jackpot matchup.
Unfortunately. I'm going to stay away.
What a bummer.
I'm going to stay away from Tyler Boyd. I'm not going to buy into Chris Evans. Samaje Perine was out with COVID.
Captain America,
Maybe
man. We called it. We called it.
Out.
Captain America.
Captain America.
He should not stay with COVID, but he should stay out because I like the combination that we saw with Mixon and Evans. That seemed to work out pretty well.
Wasn't too bad.
Let's just keep Samaje as a reserve. Okay?
Reserve Samaje.
Just listen to me here, Bengals. Keep Samaje out. Please. But I'm not starting Chris Evans.
No.
I mean, I would start him over Brandon Bolden, I guess.
If you had him.
If I had him, I would. And I no longer have him because I rotated all my backup running backs. CJ Uzoma.
Yeah.
It's a tight end dart throw, man.
Yeah, streaming
tight
play.
End dart throw.
He had his 1 week for the season.
Yeah, he got a touchdown this last week, too. So, I mean, I don't know. Just another tight end dart throw if you're real desperate at the tight end position. And that pretty much does it for the jackpot matchup of the week.
All right, the next game, we got the Panthers versus the Giants. Panthers side of the ball, you got to play Chuba Hubbard, DJ Moore. Sam Darnold, I'd feel good against the Giants D. I know he's had a couple down weeks the past couple weeks, but I think he can kind of go back to his first few weeks and get those 20-plus points.
Bounce back for Darnold.
Yes, bounce back for Donald.
Okay.
Calling it. I'm calling it.
How you guys feeling about the rookie tight end, Tommy Trimble?
There's better dart throws, I think, out there than Tommy Trimble. No, I'm not at that point. I'm not to that point yet.
Only DFS.
Yeah. Giants side of the ball. Kadarius Toney, you guys heard any news on him?
I did read that. Man, I should have put him in the news and notes. I did read that. Sounds like it's not bad enough to put him on the 2 to 3 week IR, but they think it's going to be 2 weeks possibly. So they're hoping that they can get him back for week 3.
So he's out.
It sounds like it's more than they haven't deemed him out just quite yet. But last thing here, well, let me just read what it said here. Tony. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
I like the things you do.
While Alex looks at that, Kenny Galladay is
ruled out.
Ruled out, so you're not playing him.
Because he's short-term IR, right? Galladay is.
I don't know if they put him on short-term IR.
I thought they did.
I don't think they did.
Okay. No, this says he was ruled out against the Rams. So this isn't updated yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kenny Galladay.
I'm not sure yet then. He's questionable.
Pay attention to the wide receiver court for New York Giants. Kadarius Toney sounds like he's probably sitting out this week. If they're keeping him on IR, but they still think it's a couple weeks, he'll probably be sitting out this week. Kenny Galladay, if he's healthy, I mean, he's going to be one of the only options there.
Flex play.
Evan Ingram. If you need a streaming tight end, like desperate for a tight end,
He's getting the targets, man. It's just he doesn't do anything with them.
Saquon back this week.
I don't think Saquon's going to be back. They haven't ruled him out from what I saw.
Saquon's not back. Devontae Booker, he's actually looked decent when he's needed to play. I mean, he's not terrible, but being
Bye-apocalypse.
Bye-apocalypse.
Blah, 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 blah. If
go.
you're needing to play someone and just desperate, throw Devontae Booker in there. Daniel Jones, I feel like he'll have a better week against the Panthers. Panthers do have a good D, but he shouldn't be only getting 4 points.
They
like
don't
he
have
has.
the Rams defense. So.
Not like the past 2 weeks, Daniel Jones. So he should be doing that, doing well. He still has his legs. He still gets those weird plays where he's still fantasy relevant. So
he's a very Jalen Hurts type player. Yeah. Good for fantasy.
Good for fantasy.
Not good for real
Not
life.
good for his team.
Just doesn't have any weapons right now is the only problem.
If you don't have much for quarterbacks, play Daniel Jones.
Yucky.
And that's all I got for that game.
All right. Next game, we got the Falcons and the Dolphins. The bird versus the fish. How does that usually end up?
They're a mammal, Alex.
Bird versus the
Mammal.
Mammal. That lives in water.
Yes. Okay. Does the bird win against the mammal?
Aquarius mammal.
Aquarius? Aquarius. The Falcons side
Dolphins
of the ball.
outsmart Falcons.
Ooh, I mean,
They'll make an apparatus to come up onto the land. See?
Form a breathing apparatus out of sea kelp.
They beat the Lions.
Oh yeah. Did they really though?
So
They found their pride.
have you ever seen The Other Guys?
It's a good one.
I just want you to...
Underrated classic right
Yes.
there.
Peacock, yeah, let me fly.
Falcons and the Dolphins. On the Falcons side of the ball, as long as Calvin Ridley is back, I would start him up. Kyle Pitts, we talked about him. Fire up Kyle Pitts. Cordero Patterson, you kind of have to.
You
Yeah.
keep
I mean,
playing him.
You keep playing him.
Can't stop playing him. So I think this is a good Mike Davis game, though.
Yeah,
So
Dolphins' run defense has been pretty god-awful.
I would play if I had Mike Davis, I would play him as a flex option at minimum. And then Matt Ryan, probably not a bad streaming option against the Dolphins. The Dolphins team's just been rough this year. On the Dolphins side of the ball, stay away from any Dolphins running back. Myles Gaskin laid a clunker last week after having 10 catches for 2 touchdowns a week
Everybody
before.
probably sat him for the big game, and then they probably played him this week.
Oh,
and
man.
just
I
got
could hear your dad.
wrecked.
I could hear your dad cursing Myles Gaskin's name just
Oh, absolutely.
from down the street. So Tua's supposed to be back this week, so that. Well, actually, he was back this last week, which meant good things for Jalen Waddle. So fire up Jalen Waddle. And then Mike Gesicki's a good tight end streamer, honestly.
It was good to see Gesicki have a decent, like a pretty good game with Tua back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, that's probably about the only guys. Tua's a streamer, Gesicki, tight end streamer, Waddle, I'd start him up, and that's about it.
There you go. That's good because Garrison had a question about Jalen Waddle as well. He just wanted to know, what are fantasy managers doing? Do we trust him?
I'm playing Jalen Waddle.
I think Jalen Waddle's like a discount Tyree Hill. You're not going to get you're going to have the down weeks, but you're going to have the explosive weeks that could be week winning for you.
That's true. Very true.
Just saying.
It's just saying.
Just saying. All right, we've got the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots. Oh, division battle. Heated rivals. And I don't think the Jets stand much of a chance because they usually don't. Jets side of the ball, I'd probably start Jamison Crowder and Corey Davis. But I don't know. Actually, I'm not starting Corey Davis. Never mind. I forgot who they were playing. They're playing the Patriots. I'm not starting Corey Davis. Maybe Jamison Crowder, but I mean, last time these two played, I had a little bit better advice where I said, just don't play the Jets. Because what does Bill Belichick do? He rocks against rookie quarterbacks, and he takes your number one option away. So I'm not playing Zach Wilson, and I'm definitely not playing Corey Davis. Might maybe take a shot on Jamison Crowder, but most likely I just don't want to play Jets. If you are, it's Bye-apocalypse. If you absolutely have to, Michael Carter's been getting more and more of the workload there. He's been falling into the end zone, so maybe if you have to. But if I've got better options, I'm staying away from pretty much all Jets.
Yes.
I don't like it.
No.
Patriots side of the ball. Mac Jones, 2 quarterback leagues, probably. I'm not putting him up into the top 12 this week. But 2 QB leagues, I'd start him up. Superflex, start him up.
If you need a solid 15 points.
Do we trust Damian Harris now?
Ugh.
I have a hard time doing it, but I also have several leagues that I have to start him in, so
Yeah.
I'd feel better about Damian Harris than any of the other running backs.
If you're going
there.
to play any of the Patriots running backs, you're playing Damian Harris. But if you can, stay away from Patriots running backs.
I would play Ramondre Stevenson over Brandon Bolden if you're in a position like I'm in where I'm having to start Brandon Bolden right now.
Yep.
I would trust Stevenson over Bolden
Yes.
to put in there if that gives you any indication of where to put him. Otherwise, I'm probably just trying to keep him out of my lineup as best as I can. Jacoby Myers, man. Just cannot score a touchdown. They refused.
Yeah.
He had one.
He had one, they took it away from him.
And it got taken away because of a holding call.
Poor man.
I think Jacoby Myers gets one this week. I think he does it. They're trying. They are trying to get that man a touchdown.
Trying so hard.
I think he's going to do it this week. So
Could be.
I think you could flex Jacoby Myers. Hunter Henry, there are worse options out there at tight end. He's been getting some red zone looks, been doing pretty good there. And Jonnu Smith, just not really liking it.
Nope.
Not really liking it at all.
I'm staying away from John Who.
Staying away. Any other wide receivers or anything? I'm probably not starting any of the other ones.
No, if I'm not starting any of the receivers on the Patriots, Jacoby Myers is the only one I would even look at.
Kendrick Bourne is extreme boom or bust.
Yeah,
So-
no. Yeah, he
Not
caught
enough.
one ball last week for 75-yard touchdown.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's what I'm saying. Extreme boom or bust.
Stay away. Stay away.
All right.
All right, the next game we have is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Eagles side playing Jalen Hurts, not because of what he's doing on the field, but what he's doing for you in fantasy. Devonta Smith, I think you can play him in your flex spot. He kind of seems to be the guy to go to for him, and also Dallas Goedert for your tight end option.
Is he off the COVID list?
He
Is
hasn't
he
been deemed off it yet, but just keep an eye on that. But
So
if he gets taken off it, then yeah, he's a top 10 tight end
Without
now.
Ertz there now.
Yeah, you betcha.
And running backs, I am not touching that one bit right now.
I mean, you probably have to start. You probably have to start both of them this week. I mean, depending.
Yeah.
Depending on-
Bye-apocalypse, man. We've got bye weeks coming, so
It's the
I'm
Bye-apocalypse.
not recommending to start them, but you probably have to.
Yeah.
if you have them.
If you have any other better options, try to stay away from Miles Sanders or Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, don't know what's going on in Philadelphia right now. Las Vegas Raiders. Josh Jacobs,
Yeah.
playing him. Which receiver do you feel best about right now? Henry Ruggs, Hunter Renfrow, or Brian Edwards?
I did see a stat that Henry Ruggs is like number 2, I believe, in the NFL in deep receptions or something like that. I can't remember who he was behind, but I did see that stat.
If I'm picking one of those three, it's Henry Ruggs
Yeah.
currently right now. So, and then I'd go Ruggs, Renfro, Edwards right now.
That's
So,
probably the same. I would
until
do.
Edwards starts showing more consistency and they start consistently throwing him the ball, which would make him consistent.
Wow.
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 Yeah, thank you, Owen. Thank you. I can't get Brian Edwards into my lineup. I want to see the breakout. I don't get it.
Darren Waller, you got to start him. I know he's had a couple
I know, Chance. I know.
It's
I
Darren
know.
Waller. You
It's
start
Darren Waller.
Darren
You
Waller.
My
play
third
Darren
round pick
Waller.
has been trudging through the mud. I know.
It's Darren Waller. You start him.
Gosh, and I put him out for
other than that,
available
trust
for
Kenyon
trade.
Drake.
Oh,
Do we trust the 2-touchdown game from Kenyon Drake?
I would try to trade him if I could on the cap and capitalize on that.
You want Kenyon Drake?
Is
I
that
don't
what
know. What do
you
you
want,
want?
Kenny Drake? You want Kenny Drake?
I'll give you a D'Ernest Johnson for him.
Need a better running back to play this week.
I got D'Ernest Johnson.
Does anybody want to trade me for Brandon Bolton?
Gosh, no,
Is that a no?
no.
That's it.
That's
No,
it.
I'm not gonna say
Alright.
that.
Maybe we could do a little trade though, a little two. I don't know. What?
Oh,
I don't know.
trade might be happening here, people.
We'll think about it. We'll think about it.
Maybe I need a trade to do something.
It probably won't be happening live here.
Probably not. It's Ben likes to really think on them too, but I do too. So there's
We like
that.
to think about our trades.
We're
It's
tinkers.
a good thing to think about them.
One thing I've learned though, when somebody says I'll think about it, it never happens. It never ever happens. Whenever I get the "I'll think about it" text, it never happens. Just know that. So if
You're just not budging enough, man.
I am in the most budgy position I can ever be in at 1-5, and nobody even wants to deal
No
with
one wants
me.
anyone on bye weeks right now.
I got a whole team full of people, Chance. Plenty of people. I got the number 3 quarterback in the league right now. Nobody even wants to.
And you're 1-5.
Yeah, well, you know what? My quarterback can't carry me the whole way. Chance.
You can try. It's okay. Next matchup, Alex.
Yeah, that too. Next match, we got Lions at the Rams. Man, revenge game times 2. Jared Goff going against the
boy.
Rams. Matt Stafford going against the Lions.
Yes.
Did you even realize that?
I remembered Matt Stafford, but I completely forgot about
Jared
Jared Goff.
Times 2.
Wow. Wow.
That's right, Owen. Wow. Wow. So on the Lions side of the ball, if you are desperate, I think if there's one team that Jared Goff wants to ball out, it's going to be against the Rams. So I think Jared Goff is just going to try and play out of his mind against the Rams. Now, on the flip side of that coin, Sean McVay knows every little bit about what Jared Goff is good at and what he is bad at. So you can guarantee they are going to be planning some nasty things for Jared Goff. But if you are desperate, you could start Jared Goff, but I would lean away from him if I could. The only 3 players that I would consider starting on the Lions, DeAndre Swift, TJ Hawkinson, and I would say Amon-Ra St. Brown as a flex option. He's gotten 7 targets the last 2 weeks in a row. I think it's only a matter of time before he has a good game and slowly kind of starting to build chemistry with Goff. So, and he's that like intermediate route. He's like that slot route guy. So that's kind of who Goff really likes to go to. So, I think that's it for the Lions.
The mummy returns himself. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh my God.
The mummy.
There you go.
mummy.
There you go. Shout out Brendan Fraser. Rams side of the ball. Matt Stafford, smash start. Daryl
Light him up.
Daryl Henderson, smash.
Fire him up.
Cooper Kupp, smash.
Oh, fire him up.
Robert Woods,
Fire him up.
start him up. Tyler Higbee,
Fire him up.
Van Jefferson.
Maybe.
So those are your guys you want to fire up.
Mostly all the Rams.
Van Jefferson, maybe not. So
Yeah, that's a maybe.
that's it for those guys.
Right on. Next one we got is the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Couple of strong defenses going at it. Buccaneers, though, are going to rock this one. Even with the Chicago Bears defense, you are starting Tom Brady. You're starting Chris Godwin. You're starting Mike Evans. You're starting Antonio Brown. You're starting Rob Gronkowski if he's back. You're starting Leonard Fournette. Dude's getting it done.
Yeah.
I'm not starting Ronald Jones.
Nope.
No.
Trade
I
piece.
wouldn't either.
Trade
Yeah,
bait.
there have been
Trade
rumors
bait.
about Ronald Jones possibly being dealt at the trade deadline.
So do you think maybe they try playing him this game?
No.
No, not this game.
I don't think
Just
so.
to get rid of him? Like get someone...
I think
Get some of the-
what's the trade dedeadline? Anybody remember?
I think it's next week.
Yeah, I think it's like November 14th-ish. Like, I want to say it's around there.
okay.
Pretty
It's
sure.
earlier on that.
I'm sure he'll get a few carries this week and next week to kind of showcase a little bit of what he's got, but I don't think they're gonna
Still not starting him.
No, I'm not banking on showcase carries.
Garbage time, maybe.
Bears side of the ball.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, man. Bears side of the ball. I'm not excited about anybody, to be completely honest.
I'd start
Buccaneers
Mooney.
secondary, I guess. Yeah.
The secondary's really beat up.
Mooney
for
and
the
a flex.
Buccaneers.
Khalil Herbert looked good.
He
Khalil
did,
Herbert did look,
the
but going up against Buccaneers run defense
is brutal. And
Yeah.
Damian Williams might be back this week. You got to make sure see if he's off the COVID list. I mean, Bye-apocalypse, you probably have to start him. But Khalil Herbert, if Damian Williams is off or is still out, then I'd flex Khalil Herbert this week, most likely because I have to. If Damian Williams comes back, I don't think I want to play either of them just because I have no idea how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
And the Buccaneers' run defense is stellar. Just not feeling good about Justin Fields. I mean, if there's one thing you can do against the Buccaneers is pass, and he might have to play catch up. Or he's probably going to have to play catch up. So if you need to, then Justin Fields is a desperation single quarterback play. I would start him in 2 QB leagues. Allen Robinson, man, I'm not starting Allen Robinson. I'm done with it. I can't do it anymore. I mean,
You wouldn't start him in a flex.
I'd feel
He gets you flex numbers
as
anyways.
confident about him as I do about Khalil Herbert and Damian Williams.
Would you
He
start?
gets you a nice floor flex number of 6 points, maybe.
That's where.
That's
yeah.
usually it.
Yeah, but I mean, there's that. He has the talent. We know he has it. It's just
Justin Fields.
yes. So
That's the thing. I
That's
could
Matt
sit
Nagy.
here and say start Allen Robinson every week, and eventually it's going to work out. But so far, I don't like it, man. I'm staying away from Allen Robinson if I can.
Allen Robinson or Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Man.
What have you seen from Allen Robinson to make you want to consider starting him anymore? Nothing. You're holding on to the name.
I mean,
I get it.
I get it. Yeah.
He's just
His targets have gone up each week.
yeah.
I
What's
mean,
he
since
done
week
with him?
4,
What have they
3,
done with him?
5, 7.
Until I see it, I'm trying to find something else as best I can.
Goodness gracious.
I'm done with Allen Robinson, dude. I love the guy.
Maybe I should bring
He's
him
a
into
supreme
my
talent.
team of
I want to see him on
scrubs.
another team. I want to see him with the Chiefs.
See him get traded.
As much as I would hate to see him with the Chiefs, I want to see him with the Chiefs.
I
Yeah.
was about to say, you really want to do that? with
No,
the
I
Broncos?
don't. But as a Broncos fan, no. But as a fantasy
Chiefs
fan,
or,
yes.
Man. Or Packers at the trade deadline.
Packers, yes,
would
absolutely.
really-
yeah.
that'd be
Absolutely.
That'd be a good one.
That's a better idea.
That'd be a good one.
Oh, man.
So
Where you
that's
going?
where I stand on the Bears. Not much.
Maybe my Seahawks.
All right, the next game, we got the Houston Texans versus the Arizona Cardinals. So the Cardinals side, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. I'm playing Christian Kirk. AJ Green, maybe a flex consideration.
Yep.
I would start AJ Green over
James
Kirk probably.
Conner and Chase Edmonds. I feel good playing them this game because I feel like they're going to get it way out ahead and they're just going to have to run the ball with them.
Just start everybody.
Just start all the Rondale Moore.
Ugh. Yeah.
I'm playing him. I'm playing him in a flex spot. They've been trying to get him the ball.
Okay,
in any way
rate
possible.
secondary wide receivers for the Cardinals. AJ Green, Christian Kirk, Rondale Moore. Put them in order.
I'd probably go
Christian
that order. I would probably go that order.
You go Christian Kirk 1?
Yeah,
Chance?
AJ Green, then Rondell Moore.
I'd go Green. I'd go Green. I'd probably go Green. Oh, man, it's tough between Kirk and Moore. I'd go Green more than Kirk. Moore, they actually try to be tricky with the touches that they get. They're giving him end-around carries. They throw, they throw deep shots to him. They throw short shots. I mean, it's more of a long-term play, I guess. I feel like Rondale, the more that he gets integrated into the system, he's going to get more looks.
Yeah.
But Kirk, at this point, probably, maybe Kirk. But I feel like the person that could go off that has a higher ceiling is probably Rondale over Kirk. But shoot, I'm starting AJ Green over all of them, though. He's been getting he's on the field the entire game pretty much, and he's getting targets every week. So
This is true. I'd go Green first, most likely.
Houston Texans side.
before we do that here real quick,
What's
hang on
up?
a second, Chance. Check out these numbers from AJ Green. He has had no fewer than 6 targets in every game except one. He's had pretty much 5 catches most every for half the game so far, and he has 3 touchdowns in those 6 games. So
He's been brought back to Half-Life.
Yeah.
not a bad game, by the way.
Yeah, I love that game. Half-Life. Half-Life was a great game.
Yes.
Know who loved that game? Brian Bradley. My father.
Did he?
Oh, he loved Half-Life.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Whacking those aliens.
Shout out to Brian playing Half-Life.
Houston Texans
Good
side.
times.
I am playing Brandon Cooks, and I am starting no one else.
Nobody?
Do you feel comfortable with any other Texans player?
No, I just said nobody.
Nobody.
I'd probably go with Mark Ingram and David Johnson over the current running backs that I have in my big league, but
Yeah, that's not saying it.
Yeah, Mark Ingram's been getting like 15 carries a week.
I know. They're
not-
definitely going to have to play catch up in this one, but last week, Mark Ingram got 15 carries or so, and they got blown out last week, so.
Mark Ingram, I think Bye-apocalypse flex play at least.
Second flex spot.
Yeah.
For this week, yeah, maybe, but Brandon Cooks is the
You
only
got to
one.
remember what week we're in here, people.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks is the only one I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right to me.
All right, next game we got the Colts and the 49ers. Colts side of the ball, Carson Wentz been playing well. Not too bad.
Yep.
I'd probably start him as a spot start against the 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Taylor. Oh, yeah, you're
Start
firing him up.
Fire him up.
Wide receivers, Michael Pittman or T.Y. Hilton. I'd probably side with Pittman right now, especially with the news about T.Y. possibly having a little bit of a hamstring issue.
Yep.
Paris Campbell got hurt in this game. Do we know? It sounded like it was
a long-term thing.
Yeah, we heard it
he's
was
going to be out a few weeks at least.
Okay, so
So I
Paris
don't think-
Campbell.
Paris
out.
Campbell's out this week.
They'll probably get Zach Pascal some more looks again, but I wouldn't start him. Tight end desperate. Mo Alley Cox is an option. And then Naheem Hines, man, last 3 weeks has not done anything.
Nothing.
3 or 4 weeks hasn't
Jonathan
done anything.
Taylor's taking all of it.
Yeah,
Staying
they've been in a point where they don't need Hines, and Hines has just been an afterthought because they just give Taylor the ball and he's been running out the clock. Him and Mack. When they play from behind, then they need Hines, but the Colts have just been smashing people, so they don't need him. So, 49ers side of the ball, Deebo Samuels for sure start. Elijah Mitchell should be healthy. I would start him over all the running backs in the 49ers. Man, Brandon Ayuk, what do you do with him?
No.
You're saying
He's on my bench until he shows that he can do something.
I say nay.
Although in Bye-apocalypse, he could possibly be a flex spot desperation start. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the quarterback this week. It sounds like he's been practicing and Trey Lance has not. So he does have that connection a little bit with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Might not be a bad idea.
No.
And then still no Kittle. He's on the short-term IR. So
yeah, especially with Kittle out. Yeah.
Ross Dwelly.
No. I'd go Ayuk.
Probably not.
No Ross Dwelly?
Yeah. I tried the Ross Dwelling experiment. It didn't go well.
Didn't pan out very well. Okay. But yeah, that's about it for the 49ers. So, yeah, man. Don't start the trays.
No trays.
No trays. No trays at this time.
And the final game for this week, the Monday night football game, is the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. What Jameis are we going to get?
What Geno are we going to get?
What Geno are we going to get? I mean, Geno played well. He just made a real costly mistake there at the end of the game.
Yeah.
He's done that twice now.
There's a reason he's been a backup.
He's played decent, but just can't come through in the clutch, unfortunately. So, yeah, Saints side of the ball. I think Jameis could be a streamer here. The Seahawks secondary has not been great. It hasn't been awful, but
Seahawks secondary is terrible. We
has it been
released
that bad? I don't remember it being as bad as last year.
It's not good at all. We released a full-time starter. Let's just put it
that's
at that.
right.
Trey Flowers was not doing well for them.
So
No, that's how bad it is. We released a full-time starter. So
Trey Flowers was
yes,
awful.
I feel
Just
good
awful.
with Jameis as a streamer.
start your wide receivers against the Seahawks as long as they're
Marquez
respectable.
Callaway is Michael Thomas going to be back?
I'm looking that up right now.
What
Still
I
not
read
ready
today,
to return, so he's not going to be back this
what
week.
I read is that
Okay.
he's actually still a few weeks out.
Holy cow! Right on.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep,
don't
a couple of weeks out is what Sleeper says.
don't start Michael Thomas. Marquez Callaway,
He's about the only one.
take a desperation flex spot on, or a second flex spot. I mean, he's gotten it done the last few weeks before their bye, the last couple weeks before their bye. And then Alvin Kamara, obviously, starting him up. Probably nobody else, because you just don't know who it's going to be.
I wouldn't be opposed to starting Jameis this week against the Seahawks just because.
Right. Yeah,
it's not
Jameis
bad.
is a streamer, but as far as like receivers,
Oh, yeah.
you just don't know who it's going to be. Like Marquez is the only one that you're like, he's going to get his looks at least.
Yep.
On the Seahawks side, starting DK Metcalf, starting Alex Collins, or if he plays, I guess.
As long as he's healthy.
I forgot about the injury.
As long as he's healthy.
If he's healthy.
It's a tough matchup. Saints run D is pretty good, so it'll be tough.
Pay attention to Rashad Penny and Alex Collins there, and whoever the starter is, you could probably start them in a flex spot. It is a tough matchup, but Bye-apocalypse. I am not starting Geno Smith. Yeah, DK's the only one I'm starting, and then I personally don't want to start Lockett in this one.
No.
Lockett is a timing-based wide receiver, and you could see watching the Seahawks game this last week. He wasn't on it. He was underthrowing balls with Lockett. He was throwing way ahead of him. It's just need more time. Need more practice. So
Yep. All right. And that'll do it for the Week 7 preview. Here we go. Into another week.
Yes, sir.
yay.
Cleveland and Denver on Thursday. Make sure to get those Thursday night players out of your flex spots. There is no London game this week, so we don't got to wake up early out here on the West Coast. 6:30 a.m. start times.
I did that this week, actually. I woke up
It's
at 6 o'clock,
nice.
had myself some coffee, and sat down. I was the only
pretty
one awake.
nice.
I was like, this is kind of cool, actually.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I actually
And then by the
enjoy
time
it.
that game was over, the regular morning slate was ready to go. I was
Yeah.
like, you know what?
Ready to go.
We should do this once a week.
Yeah, I enjoy it. 'Cause, I like to go get like biscuits and gravy and then some coffee, and then I'll just sit down and just cozy on up while I make my lineup tinkers and watch the game.
Well, maybe the next London game should come on over.
All right. We'll do it.
I'll brew a hot pot.
There you go.
Get up real
And
early.
we'll get some biscuits and gravy in here.
Yeah, we'll all come cozy up on the couch and just watch some football.
The new couch.
You brand
New
new
couch.
couch.
Yeah.
New
New
blue
couch.
couch.
New blue couch.
New blue couch. Anyway, we are the Fantasy Chairmen. This is our podcast. You can find us on social medias at Chairman Fantasy, at Find FF Leagues, and at Fantasy Squatch. The Squatch apologizes for no stock watch this week. We also apologize for no league note or quick hit start sits last week. It's getting busy, taking a couple of days off, recouping as we get 6 weeks into the season. Mm-hmm. We'll have those episodes for you this week, the league notes and the quick hits.
Yep. Calm down. We'll get them out there. It's okay.
Squatch will be back next week. So anyway, thank you for listening.
Yeah. Download, rate, and review us. All your podcast listening devices. Throw us a 5-star review and throw us a little an actual review. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know if there's something we can change that you'd like to see or hear from us.
Let us know if you think that we are also a bizarro world Matthew Berry and Field Yates and Stefania Bell now.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Dopp, maybe.
I was
Who
knows?
knows?
Yeah, maybe Daniel Dopp. Mike Clay?
Yeah.
Okay. I could see that.
Oh, yeah. Goodness gracious. All right. Say goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, guys.
He said say goodbye, Chance. Say goodbye, Chance.
Goodbye, Chance.
There you go. I need a win.
You're not getting one.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
What?
So when you're on a boat and you're on like a rocky ocean, and you're drifting out to sea, what's the best way to keep your boat like sturdy and just staying still?
Oars?
No, not even close. You throw out your anchor.
Oh, your anchor. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You throw out your anchor. You know what I like to do to keep my podcast steady and just sturdy while everything else seems to be rocky and wavy around me?
Not oars, right?
Not oars. It's Anchor again.
Oh, okay.
That's right. Anchor.fm. Let me explain. This app is free, completely free to host your podcast on.
Like 100% free?
100% free. And you get unlimited storage for all your episodes.
Unlimited?
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
As Russell Wilson would say.
Yes.
That's right. It's also got creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer.
Well, I'm all about that.
I know. And it also distributes your podcast for you, so it can be heard on the likes of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all of them.
What's not to like?
It's great. You can even make money from your podcast, Alex.
And we're all about that.
And you don't need minimum listenership. So,
that's
that's a real good thing. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. You need to download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started.
I'm getting right on it right now.
Keep your boat and your podcast sturdy.